Yeah, I did.
Live. There we are. All right. Let me pull it up on my computer. Hello, everyone. We are here. We're going to get started in just 1 second. So make sure I can see everybody's comments. And YouTube. Make sure that we are actually live on YouTube. Looks like it. Let's see my channel. All right, we are here. We are on live. Hi, I'm Denisha of Classified Life. And today, Rudy is joining me to do the shopping bag.
I can hear you repeating.
Can you hear me?
Oh, hang on. I repeat. 1 second. Sorry.
Oh,
I think my phone was repeating the audio back.
Okay.
Should I put my headphones in? Sorry.
It's okay. It could have been my laptop.
There we go.
Okay, perfect.
Hello.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Denisha of Classified Life, and today I'm here with Rudy. We are making the free shopping bag pattern. If you're watching this after the live is already posted, it will be saved on both of our pages. I will include a link in the description to lead you to the free pattern if you're interested in making this shopping bag. I do want to show a finished version of the one I'll be making today, and I will be doing something special with the one that I make today because I will be making this same shopping bag. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, this is what it looks like. If you have decided, I will be doing, I know Rudy's doing something special with hers too, but I will be doing pockets on the inside on both sides. And on this one, I will make 2 smaller pockets and then 1 big pocket. So that's what mine looks like. And I'm going to let Rudy introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about
Hi guys, I'm Ruti. You might know me by Thalias Threads because Talia is my middle name. But I decided that I wanted to start off my YouTube career with a nice little easy free pattern for everyone. So I created this free download for the shopping bag because I was seeing all these sequin bags for like $500 online, and I thought, I know how to make that and I want to teach everybody else. So this was my original one from the YouTube tutorial. And if you want some specific tips for sewing this bag with sequins, then there's loads of tips on that afterwards. But today we're going to be doing a beginner friendly version with just like normal cottons. I'm using linen fabrics, and I'm going to be doing fully reversible and a pocket on both sides so that it looks the same.
Yay! For my fabric, I did not tell y'all what I was using. This is actually a pillowcase that I just cut open. I'll show you guys like the pillowcase in its raw form.
Denisha, the queen of upcycling.
Yes, upcycling. So I made a set out of the sage green version of this pillowcase, and then I bought 2 more pillowcases to just do something else with because I love the textured fabric so much. It's from Target, Casaluna, and so this is just this, and this is just 1 pillowcase, and I still have 1 left. And then for the lining, I'm just using some regular satin, crepe back satin for the inside. So that's it.
Yay!
All right, and we will just be following the instructions step by step, and we will give tips if there's something that we notice while we're going along that we need to share with the group. If anyone joins and you are sewing along with us, drop it in the chat so that we know. and we'll kind of keep an eye on you, make sure we answer any questions that you have. But yeah, we're just going to get into the sew along.
Awesome. So what we're going to start off with is just preparing the pockets. We have already cut out and marked the pocket placement. You probably won't be able to see it on mine at the moment, but it's there. So you're going to fold your pocket in half, right sides facing, and you're going to sew all the way around the open edges, but along this long open edge here, just leave a couple of inch gap and backstitch before and after. And that's how we're going to flip it right sides out and give it a clean finish. So I'll meet you back here.
All right, so I'm just going to show how I pin. I already have mine folded, and I went ahead and pressed it in half because it just kind of makes it easier once it's pressed. And I'm going to pin all around.
So what are you doing with your smaller pockets? Are you going to stitch down the middle?
Yes, so once I put the pocket on, I just put a stitch down the middle to make it too.
That's such a cool idea.
Thank you. I was like, ooh, I want more pockets.
You could do another one on top of this pocket, smaller, with like credit card slots or something, couldn't you, as well?
That would be super cute. Yeah, I wish I would have cut that, but I'll do that for my next one. Since this bag.
Yeah. Luckily, it takes like an hour to sew these, so you can make as many as you like. Yes,
I'm like, I love that it's so easy. So we're gonna leave a gap at the top on the long side to turn the pocket out. I'm gonna go ahead and prep both my pockets and then I'll sew them.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a little sewing, so.
Okay.
And for any beginners that are sewing with us, I'm just using a straight stitch and around 2.5 stitch length. And the seam allowance is 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch for the pattern on all of the seams.
And something that I like to use that I will link down below. Where is it? Well, oh, I see it.
Seam gauge?
Yes. So I have a seam gauge ruler, and then I also have a magnetic like marker. So once I mark out the seam gauge, I'll put this under the needle, line it up at 3/8 of an inch, and then put this. So the whole time I know that I'm with 3/8 seam allowance, and I don't have to think about it or stare at the lines on my machine. I absolutely love these two tools.
And if you're a very beginner as well, I used to just draw my seam lines on sometimes so that I knew that I was going to be in the right place.
Yeah.
But you might need to do that for this because it's a lot of straight lines with a little bit of curve around the straps. And then on the corner, I'm just dropping the needle and lifting the foot so I can pivot it without having to stop.
So hello to Instagram. I'm now also streaming over there. We are making the shopping bag by the one and only Rudy of Thalias Threads, who's sewing live today. Yay.
We just started, so you can still join in.
And since I'm sewing with cotton, I'm just using a universal needle. Nothing special for this fabric. Universal is perfect.
Change your needle. Don't be like me.
Oh, yes.
I'm the worst. They're like, when do you change your needle? Well, when it breaks.
Oh no.
I know, I do. When I'm doing a new project that has like knits, I will put a stretch needle in, and I'm not that terrible.
As long as it's working.
Exactly.
And you're not stitches and just want to make sure.
So I'm just sewing around my second pocket now.
Okay, I haven't started, but I will catch up. Thank you.
We are in no rush, my darling.
Instagram. Where did I do YouTube? And to remind people over here on Instagram, because there's a lot of you, the link to the YouTube live is in my stories if you want to click there and support me over on YouTube. Something wrong. Something right.
Something going on with your machine.
Yeah, I was like, what is that sound? I'm about to see why or what that was. I know, right when it's time to sew, I'm like, I just finished my boxer shorts, so I know my machine works.
Oh, I can't wait to see them.
I cannot wait to style them up. I'm so excited. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's not a good sign. Okay. Oh, guys, sometimes things like this happen. Now I have to troubleshoot my machine so I can actually start sewing. I don't know what is causing that. Let's just re-thread. How about that? Sometimes that's the best answer. Just re-thread the machine.
Yeah. So the origin of this bag is it's actually just a bag from Publix, which is, for anyone that's not based in Florida or America, it's just a store, like a grocery store. And I was like, wait, these are so great and they hold so much. And I have like little tote bags that I go shopping with, and I always lose them. And I think, like, you know, the standard tote bags with like the woven webbing handles, they just don't hold very much. And I was like, I know what I can do. I can make my own pattern for one of these plastic bags and make it in like gorgeous colors and fabrics.
And I just want to say that Publix has a special place in my heart because that was my first job my junior year of high school, and I worked at Publix into college.
I love that.
So I love Publix. All right, it is working. It is working. That is good. I think I just misthreaded.
Oh dear.
Fast. All right.
Probably never misthreaded your machine before doing a live.
I've had something go wrong every time. One time what was wrong with my serger? My serger was being weird once, and then another time something with my bobbin. Oh no! Last time we were gathering the ruffles, and I pulled the wrong thread, and so and I did it like.
Did it snap?
Huh?
Did it snap?
Yeah, well, it just came out instead of actually ruffling. The
Oh
thread
no!
out. Well, all right. So
I'm just grabbing my point turner because I'm going to use it to push the corners of the pocket out.
Oh yes. Point turner is a great tool to have for this. All right, I'm done with the first one.
But not necessary.
Yes.
I have one, so I may as well use it. I'm going to go ahead and start clipping the corners of my pocket so that I can get a nice clean corner. I'm just clipping in and being really careful not to go to the stitching. And then the bottom corner here on the folded part, I don't clip because you can just fold it really nicely like that and it should sit really flat. But this one where there's 2 seam allowances coming off, I do clip that in there.
Perfect. All right, I too have done my 2 pockets, and I'm going to clip the seam allowance and the corners.
Awesome.
And avoid clipping your stitches.
Look at this cute cup I got from Vistaprint. I am such a sucker for branding, and I got a branded cup with my logo on it.
I love it.
So cute.
I never used Vistaprint. I've made a few mugs. When I was obsessed with plants, I had a logo Bloom Queen, and I made like sweaters and mugs. I don't have it over here because I'm drinking out of my thermos today, but I love mugs. So that is so cute.
A little branded mug. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and press this out. And oh, I need to heat my iron back up again.
Okay. Now, did you say you trimmed down the seam allowance, or you just trimmed the corners?
I trimmed on the side where it's folded. I don't trim because it folds in nicely. But at the top where there's 2 seam allowances that meet, I do trim them.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just to avoid the bulk.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn mine out. Use my point turner. And
I may have trimmed slightly too close on that one, but I think it's okay.
yeah. All right, and this one.
This is going to be so cute. I'm making it for my friend because I'm going to England next week. And I thought it'd be a really nice gift to take for her. And now I'm like, well, I'm going to have to make another one in this fabric for myself.
Yeah, I love that. That's going to be such a sweet gift. I will do a giveaway because I haven't done one in so long on Instagram. It'll just require
exciting.
Yeah. Just will require a comment over here on our live. So once this is over, I will post that. But if you're already on Instagram and you'd like to win yourself this cute shopping bag, then head over to YouTube because you will have to interact on YouTube. That is the deal. All right, let me get my point turner because my points are not all the way.
I'm gonna just make sure that the edges of the opening are folded in like evenly. It probably won't matter so much if you're not using a print, but since I'm using gingham, I want to make sure that the line's really clean along the top.
Yes, perfect. One. Out. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Last one. This one.
Can you iron that the waffle fabric or not really?
Yeah, it irons kind of well. You just got to really press and not iron because it will kind of stretch.
I see.
So,
yeah, because of the texture.
Yeah, but it irons well. Is
it bulky? I feel like it could be a bit bulky to sew with, or is it not as heavy as it looks?
No, yeah, it's really not. It's just it's pretty thin. It's just got the like poofed up texture,
Yeah.
but it's pretty thin like a cotton.
Nice.
Super easy.
And I'm just, now that I've ironed it, I'm just pinning that section closed. But we are going to stitch all the way along this edge that has the opening on in a second. I'm just going to press my other one.
All right, I'm gonna go to ironing board in just a second.
We should do a blooper reel.
Right. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. I know I'm still searching for sequin. I found a few options on Etsy, but
Yeah.
I just get the one that you have. I like black and white.
It's so graphic, and because it's black and white, it's sort of like, it's not as hard to style as
Yeah.
you'd think that a really bold graphic sequin print would be.
Yes, it's more of a neutral.
Yeah, but it adds like the texture and the interest to the outfit.
Yes.
I love it. And I love that it's like the cheapest, most basic thing, a plastic bag, but it's so luxe.
It's so luxe. Okay, I'm gonna go iron real quick.
Okay.
Let's get it. Oh, wow. Is my edge turned in? Yes, it is. All right. All right, both sides. All right, so there we have one nicely pressed.
Awesome. Yeah, the reason that you only top stitch along this one edge with the opening is then that becomes the top opening of the pocket. And then when we attach the pocket in a minute, the stitching is going to look continuous because we're going to stitch around these edges and complete the square.
Yes. All right. All right, so I am ready. I have
Okay.
it down, and we are just top stitch where the open edge is. So I have my open edge.
Yeah. And you can play around with your needle position if you want. It can help. I put my needle over to the right, and then I line the edge of my fabric with the inside of my foot. Obviously, everybody has different setups, but it then allows me to get a stitch really nice and close to the edge.
Perfect. All right, so one.
Okay.
Press this one.
I'm not sure how much detail you can see, but it just looks nice and clean along the top. If you haven't already marked on your pocket placement onto the pattern pieces, a really nice, easy way to do that instead of like trying to trace through or like stick pins through the corners and mark it out is just to cut away 3 sides of the pocket and fold it out of the way. And then you can just literally use like a water-soluble pen or a chalk and draw around the edge straight onto the pattern piece, and then just lay your pocket onto that placement.
Perfect.
I don't know what to do. Should I put the gingham pocket on the gingham
Or do the reverse.
or on the plain linen? Yeah. Should I do them swapped?
I know, I thought about that when I saw you post.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do them swapped because I don't know. Because if the gingham isn't exactly lined up, that's not gonna look
With the gingham.
that good, is it? All right, I'm gonna do them swapped.
Okay.
Well, you could also wear the pocket on the inside against your body if you didn't want to have the contrast, couldn't you?
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I'm just going to literally lay that over the lines I drew around and pin it down.
Perfect.
And then I use the same alignment with the needle over to the right, and then I line up the inside of the presser foot with the edge, and it gives me that nice right up to the edge stitch.
Beautiful. Get my pattern piece where I put it. Okay. So I like what Rudy said about cutting the 3 sides and folding up, but I just cut it off.
You just cut it all out. Oh, that also works as well.
It still works. Yeah, either way. Oh wait.
It's
No.
probably easier if you just cut it out, actually, I guess, because then you don't have a flap next time you're
Yeah.
you're trying to cut it out. I'm gonna pin them both and then sew them both.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Good job, I can make myself another one.
I love it, right? I'm like, I know. That's like, okay, you know what? I don't mind giving this one away because I already have one. Okay, so.
Do they have any other colors in the pillowcases that you can do other stuff with?
Natural color, they're pretty much sold out. The sage is gone that I made the set out of. This color is gone. They have a natural color left, and there was a 4th color, but I really feel like the natural is the only one that's still left that I might actually.
Yeah. Natural sounds very cute though, especially with the texture.
Yeah.
Is it like sort of the color of an unbleached linen?
Exactly.
Yeah, love that.
I know. I was like, ooh, that would be nice. And I actually have an unbleached linen, which is what I was going to use for this one, but I wanted to hand embroider it, and I didn't have time to get to that. So I was like, I'll just make that one later for myself and make this one now.
That's so cute. What were you going to embroider on it?
Just little flowers. Like I've watched. I've done hand embroider before. I did like a Nike symbol and put flowers inside of it. This time I was just gonna do flowers, but
that's so cool. I think I saw that one. You must have done that quite a long time ago, though.
Yeah, it was a while ago on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
long time ago. Okay, I'm just lining up my pocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing with my pocket. I've put them in place.
And then, guys, if you are interested in having the double pocket or even triple pocket, however, you can just do an extra stitch down the middle. So I'll mark the middle on my next one so that I can sew it into.
Do you know what I love on overalls on the front when they have a little pocket stitched for like your pen or whatever?
Exactly. I love it.
So cute. Yeah, you could do one right at the edge and have a pen pocket, or like, I don't know. What do you take? Yeah, you take a pen to the grocery store to mark off your list, don't you?
Yep. And the way I is I pattern piece back on here and I put a dot in each corner and line up the corners of my pocket with those dots.
Very smart.
So the half is. I'll call it this. Perfect. I don't usually use pins, but for this it makes sense. For this part.
You don't use pins?
I use clips.
Oh, I thought you meant like you just went rogue.
Oh no.
I was like,
Wow, the stuff you make looks so good. How do you line it up?
No, I'm just a clip girl.
Oh, I do like clips when I'm using thicker fabrics, but pins are my default. Now, if you want to add reinforcement to like the top corners of the pockets, you can add some extra stitching or some bar tacks, or you could even do like 2 layers so it looks really nice and decorative. But I'm not going to be putting a huge amount of strain on mine, so I'm just doing the straight stitch all the way around and back stitching at the ends.
Same.
Just back stitch at the corner. I don't know. I don't know why I just did that, but got a very secure bottom corner now.
All right, and then my middle pocket. Straight.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna do a little marking to make sure I go straight down the middle.
What a great little picnic bag made out of the gingham.
Seriously, it's so cute.
So cute.
Let me get my normal chalk.
I was thinking about doing quilted one soon as well.
That's gonna be so cute.
Yeah, do like a plain colored fabric, but then quilt some like wavy, cool designs and lines into it or something.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I've never done anything quilted, so that sounds really cool. I'll have to.
Maybe we can do a live sew along for the hat or something one day.
Let's. Got my straight line. Uh-oh, I can't see that. Kinda. All right, there we go. Line down the middle. All right.
Do you sew standing up usually as well, or is it more just for the live setup?
Just for the lives.
Yeah,
I'm a sit down girly.
me too.
All right. I'm actually also going to attach my tag.
Ooh, I wasn't even going to do that, and I'm going to do it now.
I was like, before I put that other pocket on, let me put a tag on it.
Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
Where are my
I
tags?
put tags and things I make for myself, but go ahead.
Where are my tags? Oh dear. There we go. Oh, I have some Kylie and the Machine. My cousin got me the advent calendar one year for Christmas, and there is so many cute ones. Maybe I can put a little.
I keep seeing. I need to order from them. I still have not ordered from them yet.
They're so cool.
Yes.
Like
Everything.
pedal to the metal.
Say again.
This one says pedal to the metal, and it has like the foot
cute.
down.
I like it.
Might have to swap my headphone out because I think it's low battery.
Your what is it?
One of my headphones is low battery, and if it dies, then we're gonna hear repeating again.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna swap the other one.
Okay. All right. Tag is almost in. Cute. All right. Okay, so I have my tag on. So cute. I'm gonna go ahead and sew the pocket on.
Awesome. We're not going to add a tag for now because I feel like I should have put it on the pocket.
Oh, can you not? Oh, you already put both your pockets.
I might unpick the bottom of the pocket real quick and then stick one in underneath.
Yeah. Still putting mine on, so.
There's one that says upcycled and outstanding, which you could have put on yours.
Oh, cute.
So cute, isn't it? I don't know. I don't have the perfect one because I have one that says mwah, but it's pink and I feel like it might ruin the color scheme.
Because you did the first pocket.
Because it's like quite a bright pink, and then this is like very natural fiber sort of.
Do you have one with just your
I have like the TT, like Thalias threads ones, but they're kind of white, and this is like a beige, unbleached. So I don't know. I feel like it's just a little too contrasty.
I think since yours is reversible, it matters a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. If it was just inside, I would put her like loads of little cutesy tags everywhere or something.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on the last stitch. Oops. Make sure it's still flat. Yeah. All right. All right, I am ready. I have both inside pieces done, tag on one, double pocket on the other. And
awesome.
Start to put this baby together now.
Yes.
Get these pins out the way.
So for the next step is to attach the lining to the lining, or whatever fabric you're having matching together, since mine's reversible, but we'll just say lining to lining, right along the top of the straps here. Okay. And then you're going to do the same with your outer fabric or your other layer.
Okay, so a reminder, we are doing right sides together.
Yes.
And 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and we are just going to go ahead and do both lining and facing stitch only at the top of the straps.
Yes.
And clip mine together.
So yeah, literally just across here on both of them. I'm going to pin my other one and sew them at the same time.
Same.
This is fun. It's like sewing with my friend that lives really far away.
Yes. I love this.
It's so fun.
All right, so one flip together.
I started sewing in the pandemic, but I really missed out on the community aspect because I didn't really start my Instagram until that was kind of like, well, it was definitely after like most of the lockdowns here had ended. And I feel a bit sad about it because I feel like some really strong connections were made in the sewing community, like sewing together online.
You know what? You're saying if you started before the
Well,
pandemic?
I started in the pandemic, but I didn't start in sharing or engaging with like the community aspect of sewing online until after.
Okay. I honestly feel like I'm also just kind of getting back into it just because, well, I obviously, well, not obviously, I started sewing 10 years ago. January made 10 years, but there was like a period at the beginning where community was really strong for me. And then, like, I feel like I
Yeah.
was as involved. And
It
so I,
definitely is like in flux, isn't it, all the time?
well, yeah. And then also during COVID, I switched my job. So I wasn't sewing because I was
Oh,
moving states and starting a whole new life. So I wasn't really involved in the sewing community during like the beginning or the major parts of COVID. I was just out here trying to survive, flying in the
yeah.
air with COVID.
That must have been
So
crazy. What a crazy
um,
experience to be a
it's
flight attendant during
such
COVID.
a weird time. It was such a weird time. I look back now and I'm like, wow, that was actually a bit intense, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's just our normal a bit.
Man,
So
even going to the store was intense during COVID, so I can't even imagine.
I know I joke now and I'm like, wow, we were like, COVID had us wiping down groceries with Clorox wipes. Like, COVID, give me
Yeah, yeah, crazy stuff. Right, I'm gonna go
a
ahead and start sewing the top of my straps together.
thing.
And I am not stopping in between. I'm just back stitching at the beginning and end and just sewing them one straight after the other so I don't have to keep snipping my threads.
And last one. All right, I'm done with that. I was just,
Hey.
like how you were talking about sewing, and I was thinking about it. Like, yeah, even when I started sewing, like I met a lot of people in community at Mimi's sewing conferences that she held annually in LA. But like a lot of people at that time weren't on social media, or if they were more showing their regular lives and not like all about.
Yeah.
So like it was just interesting. Like I was like, yeah, social media kind of existed, but like not.
Social media is much more serious now
Yeah,
as well,
yeah, exactly.
I would say. So once you've sewn the top of your straps together, the best thing to do to reduce bulk is to then press the seam open. Obviously, if you're using a fabric that you can't press, it's okay to put it to one side. But yeah, if you have something you can press, then press it open.
I'm gonna do that now.
That is one.
One pressed.
I have some of this gingham left over, and then I was thinking after I saw your stripy boxes that perhaps I should do some little red gingham boxes.
It's funny. I just said, I was like, oh, I want some red, and like literally red gingham. And I don't really wear red, but I just kind of want a red pair.
Well, this one's from Blackbird. I don't know if they would still have it. I know some of their stuff they can reorder. I don't think this was a dead stock, but I did get it a while ago. It was definitely at least last summer.
Okay.
But if not, they always have really nice colorways, and I like that it's not so. So when I went to school, you know, well, in England, every school has like the school colors. I'm sure it's the same here. Now, our school dresses were made out of gingham, and it was like white and red, and that was my school colors. Even though I love it, I can't get past it. But this one, because it's like an unbleached and red, I was like, okay, I can get behind this, and I don't feel like I've gone back to wearing my school uniform.
Funny, yeah. My parents made us wear a uniform. My school didn't require uniforms, but because my parents
really,
and they wear school uniforms over there, my parents thought that we should wear school uniforms.
So what? Nobody else was wearing uniforms, and you guys were?
Nobody else.
Wow. Was that slightly embarrassing?
You know what? No. I think we were just kind of annoyed with it at first because it's like, why can't we wear regular clothes like everybody else? But then we kind of got with it because it was like, well, it's easy. We don't have to think about what to wear to school. We wear regular clothes at home and keep our clothes nice. And so
that's very true. That's very true.
We wore regular, and then when I got to, I think 4th grade, my parents started letting me use like wear regular clothes. But yeah.
Yeah. What's 4th grade? How old are you?
4th grade year, 8, 9, 10.
10. Got you. So we're ready to attach our two lining and outer pieces together. And we're going to lay them right sides facing. Oh, actually, I would like my pockets to both be on the same side.
Yeah.
So I'm just twisting mine around.
Yeah.
And then we're going to line up the center area here with the curves and the corners, and we're just going to sew around this, and don't worry about the sides right now. And then line up your seams at the top and then the corners, and it should be really easy to align everything else after that.
Perfect. Just like to put a pin.
Do you put pins in your mouth when you're pinning stuff? Or you're not a pin person?
Yeah, I was say sometimes, but I don't use them a lot.
I feel like some people get really mad, but I can't stop myself. I don't know.
I'm like, what? What's the problem with it?
Some people have said that you know, like, I know so-and-so who ended up sucking one back into that. Well, I mean, just be careful.
Right. I mean, I'm not sure why you were doing more than just holding it, but okay.
Yeah.
Crazy stories like that. Like, what?
I know. Have you ever had like a crazy like needle snap and like ping off anywhere or anything like that?
I've definitely broken like maybe 3 needles, but nothing has like flown and hurt me. And I don't have any like, go through my finger story or none of that.
Oh my goodness. I can't handle those. They make my stomach turn.
I think that I always wonder, I'm like, is it because they're sewing on industrial machines? And like, because my finger never gets that to the needle. But
people always say to me, how do you sew with long nails? It's so easy because you use like tweezers to feed things through. I mean, I still do. I have these like amazing long curved tweezers which came with something and I don't even know what, but I do feed them through, but most of the time I don't need them because I can use my nails.
Yep. I was like, I use tweezers here and there. I have a long pair as well, but no, it's to me it's normal. I'm like, just like I do everything else.
Yeah.
Those aren't like, I don't think they're extremely long when I do put the longer ones.
No. I used to have really long. I used to have them like stiletto pointy,
Yeah.
and then I just kept tearing holes in like leggings and things. And I was like, okay, this has to stop. It doesn't matter how pretty they are; it has to stop.
I would get almond, and I like grew my natural nails really, really long, and I get like acrylic
Ooh.
and the designs. But well, like when I was a teacher, it was so cute because my students would be so invested in like my nails. Like, okay, what are your nails this time?
I love it. Oh, they probably loved you so much.
Oh my goodness. I put up a post on Facebook just saying like August is like my favorite time of year because it's always when I see the kids going back to school and the parents like I put like, you know, something like I'm just grateful that like I added parents on Facebook after I taught their kids because like I wouldn't let them be my friend while I was teaching their kid, just no.
Yeah.
And I went back today to the post. I think I posted it yesterday or 2 days ago, but I don't get on Facebook often. And I went back today and a bunch of them had dropped their kids' pictures. I was like,
oh, that's so lovely.
And then high school, I'm like, I taught you when you were 5. This is not making any sense.
That's so lovely.
How are you in high school? So, okay, I've pinned all the way around the inside opening because that's what we're sewing.
Yes.
Take your time. Get that curve at the right 3/8 of an inch and go slow.
And don't stress if you go wrong. You can backstitch and come back around to it. Yeah, just go really slow. And I'm going to slide this one strap under my foot so that I can get in and to the other side.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to sew all the way around and twist the bag sort of through this opening as I get there. And on the curve, if you need to, you can just drop the needle and lift the presser foot and twist your project a bit if you feel like the curve is a bit too tight to just keep sewing around. Do you clip your threads as you go, or do you, like, some people just leave them, don't they, until the end?
It depends, but usually I leave it till the end.
Really?
Like
I feel like that would stress me so much.
Oh no, like literally if I showed you my boxer shorts right now that are done, I haven't trimmed them.
Oh, I couldn't cope. If you can see clear enough of me sewing, I sew a couple of inches and then I snip my threads.
Oh wow, yeah, nope.
I know. Your camera has flipped sideways. I'm not sure why.
Uh-oh, let me get it. It doesn't, I'm not seeing it, but let me. Okay, wow. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure because it's like fully sideways.
I'm just seeing comments on here that I'm not seeing on there.
Oh, so I can't see any comments.
Hi, Morgan. Hi, Fluffy. Hi, Brittany. And hi, Teresa. I'm going to fix this on my computer so that I can address everything you guys have said. But let me first fix.
I'm sorry everybody's been commenting.
I'm just seeing it. I'm like, wait a minute. So let me figure out why I'm not seeing it on my computer. Give me 1 second. It should be coming up on our feed, but I'm not seeing that.
If you are watching the live, can you see other people's comments on the live? There you go. It's worked.
What'd you say?
I was just asking if other people in the live can see the other comments that are coming through because I can't see any.
Right. I don't know. I also don't see any.
I just thought nobody loved us, but at least we loved each other.
Getting love.
But you guys have been here all along.
Pop out chat. Where is the chat? Wow. Wait, is this it? Wow, it is it. Okay, how do I see the old ones? I don't know, but I can see the latest one. But I'm going to go back so I can read the ones that came in. Brittany Rochelle said, both you guys picked such pretty fabrics for the design. Thank you, Brittany.
Oh, thank you.
Morgan is sewing with us. So Morgan, can you drop in the comments
Yay.
at what stage you're at? Thank you for joining us and sewing with us. This sounds like your bestie. Hi, bestie. It's Fiona. Just saying hi, about to go to bed. Oh, and then Morgan has her pockets on.
Sweetheart.
That was the last thing she told us.
Morgan has her pocket on. Well done, Morg. You're doing so good.
Yes. And what time was that? Can I see the time? Oh, I just made the comment pop up by clicking it. That's cool. Our latest
I'm really
comment.
sad I can't see any.
No, you can't see this?
No. Let me see if I can see on my phone.
Wow. Well, thanks, guys, for learning along with us because I didn't even know. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here either, but I saw it pop up on the phone. And the last comment was, how do you build community? So we can answer that as we keep going. I just want to know where Morgan's at.
Morgan is just pinning the inside of, I guess, the inside now, so of the strap with us.
Okay.
You're not slow. You're doing so well. We're all keeping up. You're pretty much at the same step as us, so.
Okay, I am now watching it live on my regular YouTube. I can see, I still don't see Morgan's latest comment. I want to figure this out so that we're not
It's strange. I wonder why it's not connecting.
I know, I'm like watching it on my own YouTube.
Oh, it just popped up now. How do you build community?
Yeah, so that's the last thing I see, but why can't we see Morgan's question about, Morgan just told us where she was and I don't see that.
Yeah. Very strange.
I'm gonna just type a hi in here to see if it's actively, okay, it's going. Can you see my hi?
No.
Okay.
Very strange. But everybody can hear us okay, obviously. They've been,
yes,
so I'm going to continue just going around the inside of my strap while you're having a look at that, and then I'll show the next step while you're sewing.
Okay. Okay, I think I got it pulled up. Okay. All right, I think it's working. Morgan, can you drop a comment when you have a second? I just want to make sure you still see your comment. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish off going around.
Thanks, Morgan. You're the best. Pen.
Almost done.
Mine's become misaligned somehow, so I'm just going to unpick a tiny bit and then go back in and stitch it again.
Okay.
How do you build community, Denisha?
Just coming back to that question.
Yeah.
Hi, Teresa Fisher. Thank you for your question. I think that the biggest way for me is making sure that I interact and engage with other creators and friends of mine and people who I find their things to be, because I just find it important to also engage. And making sure that anytime people are commenting or asking me questions or sending me DMs, that I do my best to respond to all of those, just because that's these are the people who care about what I have going on. So I want to make sure that I'm engaging with them and answering any questions they have or just commenting back, really. And that's like community online, but then I also do my best to build community offline. So this is a great example. Rudy is a friend that I met through sewing. We met each other for the first time last year at the Miami Rocktails event. And since then, I've had a layover in where she lives, and we got to hang. So, and now we're doing this. So.
And I'm coming to see you soon, I promise.
Yeah, see many different ways of just making sure that, you know, sometimes it's a little bit of going out your way because that's just the reality, you know, when you don't live in the same place as your friends and just making time for things that matter to you and people that matter.
I think if you're trying to build community on social media, through like your creativity and you don't really know where to start, a really good starting place would be like ask people for their opinion, say like, oh, this is my inspiration pattern and I have these two fabrics and I don't know which one would be the best. See these little questions that we internalize to ourselves and we think nobody else is really interested in. Actually, everybody is interested in those little questions because everybody goes through those little choices every single day. And it's really fun to get people's opinions because people can sort of visualize differently or they've seen different brands doing things in like a similar way. So yeah, you could ask for pattern recommendations and things like that. And it really just opens up the conversation for people who want to engage with you to then engage, and you can start a friendship that way.
Agreed, wholeheartedly. I have they have this feature on Instagram of broadcast channel, and I find that to be really fun because everyone's not always watching stories or seeing everything that posts, but it's nice on the broadcast channel because direct messages, they get like a message directly whenever I post in there. And the people who really care, like almost like a core of people who are really interested in anything I have going on sewing, are in there. And so whenever I need opinions or just want to share, it's nice to just know that anyone who's joined this channel joined because they wanted to be here and are interested in what's going on directly in this channel, because of course my stories is like a multitude of things and everyone everything on my story, because one day I'm talking about flying about the gym and then the next day I'm so
love it.
All right, timed up. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I am done with my inside of the strap.
All right, we're gonna do some clipping.
Yes. So on the corners, on the curved corners, you only really need to clip in probably twice because they're not super tight curves, but just to allow it 2 or 3 times, I guess, to allow it to sit flat. And make sure that you're leaving a few threads of your fabric before you get to your line of stitching, because otherwise it could be too thin. And do that on all 4 corners. And then we're going to do one of the burrito method, and then also this method of finishing an inside edge is just my favorite smart sewing finishing technique.
Love it.
Okay.
All right. Clipped.
Okay, so yeah, and then we're going to push one fabric, doesn't matter which one, in through the hole and to the other side, and then give it a nice little press so that it's sitting all flat.
Okay, so we're turning right sides out, correct?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
And now there's a nice clean finish on that edge. Oh, it's just so satisfying.
Lovely. So once you turn,
I feel like garment making has some good tips. Sorry.
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I feel like garment making has some really good tips and techniques, but bag making, like there's so many cool ones that you're just like, wow, that blew my mind.
Yeah. Seriously, this gorgeous. And I'm gonna go iron it real quick. Starting to look like a bag. We are at go. And
Yeah,
you are
I'm gonna press mine.
so thank you both. All right, let's hit it with the iron. Nice little
You're
press.
so welcome.
All right.
I'm just looking at the comments on my phone because I'm
Okay.
not getting them on my computer, so.
Yeah, I still don't see. Well, I see Morgan said hi after I said hi, but I don't see her comment. I only see Teresa on my computer.
Interesting.
Oh. Okay, so we do get separate comments. It says this comment is on a guess's destination. So I guess it's coming up on yours.
I see that how do you build community on my screen, but that's the only one that I've seen so far, so I'm
Oh, well,
not
that's
sure.
because I pinned hers
Oh, okay.
earlier, but
I'm not
like,
sure.
yeah, it'll be gone now. But we are figuring this out as we go.
Yeah. Just know we appreciate you and you being
much.
here, and we're having the best time sewing. And I'm very sorry if you don't get a reply straight away if you are asking any questions.
A little technical difficulty, but we will keep an eye on.
Is this the first time you've streamed with somebody else on YouTube?
So I have used StreamYard twice with LaShawn, and so
Yeah.
her, but she was the host of it.
I see.
And she did plenty more than I have before I, streamed with her. And then I've done it only on my own, which is obviously much different with no one. So
yeah,
this is my first time being the host, and this is your first time. Yeah, so
it's my first time. I have been on a live just being asked a few questions one time before, but I've never done anything like this before. So I was feeling apprehensive, but I'm actually really enjoying it. So
I'm happy you said yes. And I'm together, learning together.
Tanisha has been there with me through the tears and the insecurities of starting a YouTube channel and start creating this pattern. And then once I released it, she had the idea that she was going to do a sew along and asked me to do it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. What did I say? I said yes, but no.
Honestly, I say no, but I know I should.
And I'm so glad I said yes, because look at us now.
Me too. It's only scary until you start, right? Just like
exactly. I'm one of those people that before I go out, I'm like, what am I going to say? I have to think of questions. So then going live on the internet is pretty much the same, but just more scary.
Yeah.
So with this opening, you can top stitch it now. You don't have to top stitch it, but I think it looks really nice and it can help with the structure of the bag. But you can top stitch it now, or you can wait until you finish the bag, or you can leave it.
Okay. I top stitching because mine stays in pretty well on the one that I already made. And I just feel like, I don't know, it feels like it doesn't need it.
I'm going to leave it for now, and then I'm going to assess at the end. At the end, you'll fold the straps. Well, you don't have to do this, but I fold the straps and stitch them down. But I'm going to see how it looks at the end, and then I'm going to decide.
Okay.
So we're ready for the burrito method.
Let's do it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to roll one side of the project up really nice and tight. And then when we get to the strap, this top layer, bring it up over the top and then flip the bottom layer underneath, and holding the side that you just rolled out of the way so it's not going to get stuck in the stitching, fold these two layers over, and then you can line them up and stitch around from the curve down and then around the other side.
Okay, so just one more time for anyone sewing along with us.
Yeah.
Mine too. So you're just rolling one side, and I almost do the same thing as what Rudy just said. I just grab the one that's on top and hold it and flip it over. So now that the burrito, the roll part was in the middle, and I am going to close just this part and sew right where she said. You're not sewing down the whole side, just where the strap is. So the curve, the straight away by the strap, and then the end at the curve.
This little short edge here, and then down, and the same on the other side, just to the edge.
All right, so let's get a pin.
Okay.
Okay, why is that doing that? I haven't sewn yet because I'm just trying to see on your page. I can see comments, but it's not letting me scroll to see all of them, which is weird. Okay, hold 1 second. How about chat? How about that? Now I can see everything. Okay, great. So I've just made sure I can see your chat and my chat. That way I can see everybody's comments. Morgan, hi. Morgan, can you check in? Let us know where you're at since you're sewing with us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do my first step. I did not sew it yet.
I'm going to go ahead and clip my corners while you're doing that sewing, just so everybody knows what I'm doing. Your wall is looking so cool with all of the art now.
What'd you say?
The art on your wall, it's really looking good.
Thank you. That's probably my favorite, this gallery wall. I have 2 more pieces of frame to put up there.
Awesome.
Cannot wait. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and clip my corners.
Yeah. And then the magic happens.
Okay, great.
We're going to pull this strap through and turn it right sides out. Just be gentle because there can be a little bit of bulk, but we're going to pull everything right sides out, and we're going to have one strap fully clean finished.
Yay!
And give it a little press. Oh, I'm twisted. There we go. I was like, did I do it wrong? But yeah. I had one side looped through the middle. So yeah, I'm just going to give that a little press. And if you are choosing to top stitch, don't top stitch the sides yet until you've done the side seams, which is our next step. Because if you top stitch, then you won't be able to get a nice straight line sewing the side seams. So wait for that one.
All right, I'm going to go press as well.
Okay.
So nice.
I might keep my sewing table like this. Usually I have another machine here and then I have the pressing station over on my cutting table. But then it makes the cutting table quite busy and you don't really want anything on a cutting table. So this has made this project so much easier. And I'm like, wow, you can actually change stuff in your house.
Yeah, this is my little setup for now. I do want to like get a tabletop ironing board and a smaller iron for when I'm like sewing sew-alongs and tutorials and live, so I can like be here for all that. But for now, I just bring over here. But on a normal day, I just cut on this table and like come and do my pinning and then just go back to my.
I really like this little wool mat that I have because it stops any heat getting through and it's so versatile. You can move it easily.
So I had some of those. I need to see about.
Yeah, it wasn't pricey. Okay, so we're ready to do the same again. Make a little burrito for the other side. So you're rolling up the side that you've just finished. And then encasing it in the other strap.
Perfect.
What we didn't specifically say last time is to make sure that this seam at the top of the straps is lined up, but I'm sure that everybody realized that they needed to do that.
Yes. Teresa said yes. One more time, please. Thank you. That was at 4:10. I'm not sure what that was referring to. Sorry.
For the burrito method?
No, she's not. That was like about 8 minutes ago. I'm not sure what we said at that time, but.
Okay. Well, hopefully, if it was, me doing that again was clear enough, because then you repeated it as well. So.
Yes. This is a step I think would be helpful. If watching us here doesn't clarify the burrito, then definitely the instructions paired with the visual.
There's a video tutorial on my YouTube, and then there is a link in where if you want to download your pattern, you haven't yet. There's a link to the blog which has written instructions and photos, and then the email sign up form to get the pattern is also in the blog as well.
Okay. And yes, and I will also link you guys to the blog post in my description. It's easy to get over to Rudy's once I post this page to live forever. Yes, she was asking about the burrito, so
yes.
All right, so again, everything's rolled inside and pinning and about to sew the other side.
Awesome. I'm gonna sew mine. And then again, just clip your curves so they're sitting nice and flat. And gently pull. Oh, it's a bit tighter this time. Magic.
All right, almost done.
I definitely need a mini iron though, because especially if you're not, I mean, even garment sewing, when you're ironing a larger area, a smaller iron is still more appropriate, unless you're like ironing the creases out of the fabric ready to cut or something.
Yeah. I definitely want one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and trim it out and press. And take your time turning it out. Just be careful. Don't tug too hard. It will out.
And to get your seams nice and flat, I don't know if you can see, but I'm just sort of like rolling it between my fingers, and then I just hold it tight and press it down, and then I press it with the iron.
Wonderful.
And the same with this end, I just push out on the corner. I don't know if you can see that, but again, I'm using my nails. But you can use something to pull it out, and just make sure that the curve is sitting nice and flat before you press it.
Yes.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm very excited.
All right. Nice and pressed. Looking like a bag. I absolutely love my tag inside of this bag.
Oh, can you hold it up so I can see?
A little sad I didn't put one inside of mine, but I can always go back.
Yeah.
I am going to go ahead and trim that.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm watching you delayed, so I'm seeing it now, but it looks really cute.
The delay is so real. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, let's.
So I hope that there's enough space to show this next step, but you can have your project whatever side up. It doesn't really matter. But what you're going to do is you're going to take, let's call this the lining, and you're going to fold it right sides together with the lining. And then you're going to, I would just start with pinning the bottom corners.
So we're just working with the lining.
And then match up the seam where the two fabrics meet.
So here.
Just where they meet at the straps, and I pin them, and then I pin the middle so that I'm not, so that I know exactly where everything needs to lie. Just pull it and then match it up. Now, then once you've matched everything in the lining, you can flip the outer fabric under to meet the other side of the outer fabric. So we're essentially just folding one up out of the way and then one down out of the way, and then pin along this seam as well.
All right. Use my clip. So essentially,
clip, pin.
Facing to facing.
Yeah. And then what the next step is to sew this down, and we are going to sew all the way down one side, literally down the lining and down the outer fabric all the way. And then on the other side, leave a gap, and I'm going to mark my gap with pins, just pins in a different direction, just to show me like don't sew here. Actually, so sew down the lining a few inches, and then sew all the way down the outer, down the lining fabric, and then leave, I would say 4 inches. Let me measure if that. Oh, 4.5 inches. But yeah, leave a gap like that, and you're gonna turn the bag right sides out through this hole at the end.
Okay, so once again, we have our right sides together. Yeah. And we have the facing and the lining. So your main fabric and your lining. And we're going to go all the way down the side, not the bottoms, just all the way down the side. And then on the other side, you're going to do the same thing, pin all the way down on the side, but leave about a 4 or 5 inch opening because we're going to turn out the whole project through that gap. And I will use pins to separate from my clip so I know not to sew between, but you're going to leave a gap here. And I'm leaving the gap in my lining, not my fabric. Rudy's making hers reversible, but mine's is not, and I'm doing it in the lining.
Okay.
All right, let me pin.
And make sure you back stitch well on either side of the opening, because there will be some pressure as you're pulling the bag out through that opening. So you want to make sure that you give it maybe 3 or 4 times back and forth.
I always do 5, so back and forth.
Yeah. Or however many numbers makes your brain happy about it, because
right. Back stitch. Forward and leave the thing.
I still feel stressed that there's threads hanging off your shorts. I want to come and clip them all for you now.
They'll be gone soon.
I know. Sometimes I just overlook the edges of fabrics as well, because I can't handle how they fray while you're sewing.
Oh yeah, thankfully this one's kind of fraying. Not too bad, but yeah, I would be at that inserter real quick.
Okay.
All right, so my other side. Morgan, just checking in with you because I know you're staying with us. How's it going?
I'm going to have a look at the comments. Teresa, was that clear on the second time we went over? I hope it was. The burrito method really blew my mind the first time I did it, and I found it so confusing every single time.
It is so
For like the first 5 times, I was like, "Wait, how do I do it again?"
Yeah, I definitely messed it up the first time, so I got it down.
Yeah. Hey, it happens to the best of us. I used to watch how to rethread my machine probably for about 3 months when I started sewing.
Literally, until it becomes second nature, it's just like, okay. And I'll be watching and still trying to like, I'm now slowing myself down to watch the entire step from like when they say what to do to doing it to coming back and being done before I do it, because otherwise I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you want me to do, and then I go do it, and there was like some instructions that I missed because I didn't watch the
Yeah. It's really easy to misunderstand. I mean, videos are obviously so amazing compared to like having written instructions. But the thing is with written instructions is the step is concisely it's summarized into one step and then you go and do it. Whereas with video, people are just doing things in their own way. So it's like, oh, what are you going to do next?
Yeah. I like to have both pulled up, but sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
All right, I have both sewn.
We are so nearly done.
Okay, so now we are turning, what are we doing? Tell us what we're doing.
Now we are going to fold the whole bag in half and match the bottom edges together.
Do you have right
and
sides out?
Sorry?
Do you have right sides out?
No, still inside out.
Okay.
And so we just sewed down the sides, and then I am just literally taking one side and folding it up onto the other side. It doesn't matter which side, and then match them up and make sure that all 4 layers are aligned so that there's going to be no gaps. And we're going to stitch all the way along the bottom through all 4 layers. And this is going to allow us to add the pleats without having to worry about there being like holes in the bottom.
Did I do something wrong? Hold on. Where am I?
No, that's right.
I don't see my straps.
They're inside.
Okay, you just turned it. Oh. Okay.
So we're going to close the bottom up now, but the bag is still fully inside out. You shouldn't see straps anywhere, but just make sure that they're not getting caught in any of these seams that we're sewing.
Okay, perfect. I forgot that we're delayed, so I was like, I'm looking at a video of us delayed, and I'm like, your bag looks different. You were ironing.
Oh.
That's why. Okay, so taking the bottoms and lining up all 4 layers.
Yes. Mine are not wanting to go nice and flat, so I'm just having to like pull them around a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Start with the ends because my specialty fabric can easily stretch, so I kind of play around.
Oh yeah. A really great tip if you're using a fabric that has a little bit of stretch or give, and then you're using a very rigid fabric, is, unless you're using a walking foot, but I don't really use one, but put the slightly stretchy fabric on the bottom so that it's being fed by the feed dogs, and it should feed much more easily because it's getting pulled at a slightly faster rate.
Great tip.
That is a great tip, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to sew my bottom down all the way along.
Okay, are you basting or sewing?
I'm going to sew it with the same stitch that I've been using rather than switching to like a long basting stitch. Okay. But you could baste it, and then once you add the pleats, you could go over it again. It's up to you.
Okay, I'm just going to sew like I did the last one.
Yeah.
Make sure. Sewing all 4 rounds.
Yeah. Bag making really is like a trust the process thing, isn't it? Because you don't get to see the bag until you birth it right at the end.
Right.
So next you will need some sort of measuring tool, and I am going to mark my my measurement with a water soluble marker, but you can just measure it and fold it once you've measured. It's up to you, or you could mark with a pin or something where we're going to fold. So I just have a little seam gauge, but any type of ruler or tape measure will be fine.
All right, I have my clear ruler.
Yeah, so we're going to measure in 3 inches, but make sure that you're measuring the 3 inches from the stitching line, not from the edge of the fabric.
Okay, so from where we stitched.
Yeah. So from the edge of the fabric, it will be 3 inches and 3/8.
Yes, perfect.
If that makes it easier for you.
3 inches from the stitching line.
So yeah, I'm just adding my little lines there. And then you just fold at that line and then match the bottom edge together. And you're just, I wonder if that's out of shot, sorry. So you're folding along the line. And don't worry about what's going on up here, but just match up the bottom edge. We're going to basically follow our previous line of stitching and just stitch this down and then repeat on the other side. Okay. I'm going to pin both of my sides at the same. I'm going to use clips actually because there's quite a lot of layers now.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to pins, and then also if it makes it easier where we marked, I put my marking on the lining, and I'm actually going to fold in towards my main fabric. That way I can see the line on the edge.
Oh yeah. See, I love that we do things opposite. And we get, when I did the burrito, I was rolling it away from me and you were rolling it towards yourself. And it's just so interesting how different people do different things.
I agree.
So yeah, you're just going to stitch along here, back stitch nice and strong, and same for the other side.
All right, and then just
if you need, you can use like a hump jumper to get you started because it's quite thick. And if you don't have one of those, you can just fold up some cardboard and put it under the back of the presser foot. But you might not need it. It isn't super thick.
Yeah, mine worked last time, so just go for it.
You can also start stitching from further in, and then you can back stitch to the edge and then stitch forward again. But unless you're using, like maybe for the quilted one, we're going to have to think about how to avoid the bulk at the bottom.
One side, fold it in and then I'm going to do my side.
Okay. Oh my goodness, it's nearly time.
Almost there. All right. These shears. Lots of fraying. All right. So this is what it should look like. The
Yeah.
corner should be turned in and sewn down.
So now we're ready to birth the bag. We're going to, I'm going to start with the straps if I can find them, and I'm just going to pull one out at a time and be really careful and patient with this part because you obviously don't want to tear the edge of the opening. But yeah, you can just pull it right sides out.
Reaching in.
And you're going to be, it's going to look like a bag.
Reaching in, searching around, found the strap. All right, nice and split.
Oh my goodness, it looks so cute.
Yay.
Oh, and the pocket, I love it so much.
Oh, how cute.
I love it.
Still working at it because mine's a bit here.
So the bag is designed to have this pleat in the side that goes all the way up from the bottom up to the strap, and then the edge of the strap actually folds in on itself, and you can stitch in the ditch along the seam line here to hold it in to keep that nice crease all the way up. I hope that you can see that. So fold the strap in on itself,
Okay.
and then stitch in that seam line there to hold it down.
So you're saying, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, stitch in the ditch where?
So I'll do the other side. So the pleat at the bottom, I fold the edges in to sort of match the pleat all the way up, and then the edge of the strap, I'm folding it under towards the inside, and then I'm matching it up with the other side of the strap. So the strap is double layer, and then I just give it a nice pull to sort of match it all together. And then you can press this at a later date, or if you're going to stuff it full of groceries, then it doesn't really need a press at the sides. But then right at the top of the strap here, where you folded it in half, you can use the seam line as a template and just stitch there, and it should look pretty much invisible.
Okay, I think I get what you're saying. Let me see. Probably go back and look for a close-up. I can't, because I'm watching it so small on here, I can't. Well, let me see.
Yeah.
But I think I got you. All right, but mine still have a hole on the inside, so let me go back.
Yes, well, we haven't closed the hole in the lining up yet.
All right.
I am actually going to stitch my straps down now because I'm going to close my lining with a hand stitch, so I'm not going to do it on the live. But once I've stitched my straps down, then we can show how to stitch the lining with a machine if you're not going for a reversible version.
Perfect.
So again, this step may need some sort of hump jumper or something to help the fabric get under, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to hold the strap up so that you can see, and maybe it will make a little more sense as well.
Okay.
So I've pleated the side to match the pleat that we just created all the way up and folded the strap inwards. And then I don't know if I was too high then. I have stitched the strap down in half so you can see it's just going to keep the strap folded in to allow the bag to keep its shape.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do that.
Stitch down my other side.
That's where I was confused, but got it. So basically, keeping your strap in half.
Yeah. And again, you don't have to do this step if you like the wide strap and you want it to feel expandable, but I have found that the bag still expands really nicely, and it actually just makes it easier to hold rather than trying to hold a really wide strap.
I'm gonna do that. I definitely like that.
I think you're showing it on the screen much better than I am, so thank you.
Oh no, when you got up, I was able to do yours. I was like, okay, I didn't get it at first. Okay, now, okay, I'm gonna have to go back and do this to my strap. I didn't do this to my strap.
You didn't do it to your other one?
No,
oh,
I like
now you know.
Because then I do the way I carry it. I do like but you can still knot it. But I like the wide strap like this way, so both work. I'm glad that.
Yeah, I feel like it's nice because they both give a different effect, but it's still like beautiful.
I love. Okay, let me do this one. In the ditch. All right. Okay, so my straps are done. Super cute. I love it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see everyone's bags. I hope that you will all tag us on Instagram and show us your finished bags and let us know how you thought the tutorial was as well, because I can't wait to see all your versions.
Yes. Okay, I'm just snipping because I want to show a finished version up close.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let's go back to the inside. I'm actually debating if I want to make this one reversible because I feel like that would be super cute for whoever gets it. I don't really hand sew, so
I hand sew if I have to.
Yeah.
But to close up the lining, just fold in the edges of the opening and then pin along. And then I use the same stitch as I use on the pocket. So I align my needle to the right hand side and then I line up the fabric with the inside of the foot, and it allows me to stitch like even less than 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, and it looks really nice and neat. So you can just machine stitch down there. Even if you want it reversible, you could probably machine stitch because it's in the pleat. But because I'm doing this as a gift, I am going to go ahead after the live and hand sew this closed with a completely invisible ladder stitch. And feel free to look that up because I'm not an expert on hand sewing, so.
Okay, right. I'm going to edge stitch my quick, and then I will show you guys.
Yes.
Let me get it lined up properly.
I'm gonna look at the comments. I keep forgetting.
It's okay. I didn't see anything new, but there could be.
Morgan was burritoing. And Teresa, you are a little bit behind, but you got the burrito method. Awesome.
Yay.
Sorry if we're going a little too fast. I think because I've made this now 4 or 5 times and I filmed the tutorials. So once you, like, I always say to people are like, oh, I always try new patterns. And I'm such a tried and true person. I love to sew the same thing over and over again, but with like new pattern, like new fabrics or hacks, because it's like comfort sewing. You know how to do it exactly.
Yeah, I'm here for the tried and true, just because I honestly also feel like although there are so many patterns out there and so many cool things that with a slight tweak I can make the same thing from the one I own. Not to say creative, I'm just saying, like, if I see a it makes sense to buy a whole nother pattern all the time. And like
it's also a fun challenge because once you get to know a pattern, and especially if it's a garment and you're having to fit it to your body,
say that.
It's like you have to go through that whole process again with somebody who maybe used a different drafting process or different grading process, and it's like it can be quite stressful, whereas if you just make tweaks to something you've done before, it's a bit easier.
Oh, I didn't realize, Teresa, that you were also sewing. Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna give a close up, but I agree. Like with garments, yeah, once I do all those changes to one pattern, it's just easier to use the same one. So here it is, a real close up to my edge stitching. You could like barely almost see it. So whoever does win this in the giveaway, this
I'm excited for whoever it is. That's going to be such a nice little giveaway.
No, I'm like, well, I guess I don't need two of the same bag. I'm glad I made the same bag, because if this was different, guys, I don't know that I'd still give it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it.
Okay. You'd have to make another one identical to that one.
Right.
I love it. I'm going to show you, I made another little scrunchie that goes with it with lace in. And if anyone would like to learn how to make one of these, I have almost finished filming the tutorial. Maybe we could do this as one of our upcoming sew-alongs.
Oh, I would love that.
But it just matches with the bag so nicely. I hope she loves it.
Oh, it's so cute. I'm looking on my screen to see. So here's a close-up. There is my label, classified. Honestly, whoever gets this, you can wear it reversible. How cute.
Love it.
You wear it on either side, whatever you prefer. If you want your pockets out, but I absolutely love this pillowcase texture fabric. And so here she is, turned in, and voila. How
it looks so good.
To just get some strays off, because obviously I took apart the pillowcase, and so there's still just some loose, like,
yeah.
Yes, but so cute. And you can also hold it like this. I like to, like the knot way. I am going to hand sew a magnetic closure on here. I'll show you guys what those look like. I have them right here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know where mine are. But the reason I'm not putting one on this is because I want it to be fully reversible.
Yeah.
But I was thinking what you could do is you could put a little loop of elastic or thread, and you could put a normal button on it if you still really wanted to have a closure and you wanted to keep it reversible.
I almost did that on my bag because I didn't have these, but I was like, I could just order the hand sew magnetic one and put it on later. So I just have the tiny little hand sew on magnetic one that I'll sew on here to keep it closed. But I actually love the button and hoop idea, elastic idea. Or you could just hold it like this, like a knot bag. So many ways.
Love it. And I started a little hashtag for my YouTube sewing patterns, and it's Thalias bags. So I would love it if you tagged, and also tag me and Denisha. We'll repost your makes on our stories. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Yay! Thank you guys. I'm just putting the hashtag in the comments real quick.
Awesome. And thank you for doing that.
For your finished garments, I cannot wait to repost and share. And if you are seeing this after this live and you still decided to sew along with us, thank you for watching our live with us. Again, use the hashtag, tag us on Instagram, and we will both definitely repost and share makes.
We will.
I just want to say to my Instagram fam, because they were heavy on here today. So hi and bye to Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube. I look forward to doing this again with Rudy. It was so much fun.
Very soon. It was so much fun.
If you want to enter to win this bag, just comment below on this video and I will pick a winner from here. I'll announce it on my Instagram. And so my Instagram is the same as YouTube Classified Life, but I'll post all the instructions over there as well. And until next time, see you guys later.
Happy sewing.
Thank you, Rudy, for joining me.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Let's see. I want to end it over here.